All right, folks, we're back. Quick peek at the brackets if you haven't been following what's going on. We are getting into the losers bracket next. So we'll be casting DnS versus COS here in a TVP. Whoops, no, you're not watching ads again. No, I'm sorry. I pressed the wrong scene.
God. Here's how you do that. I try and, like, quit the lobby.
Oh. Yeah, that's on me. That's my bad. No, for those who don't know, like, we have to use a couple of extra scenes on XSplit when we're casting the Ting Open because we have, like, brackets, we got commercials, etc. And I just tend to goof it up a bit, and I don't know why. So that's my bad. It's just simple misclicks. But anyways, you're watching the Ting Open Season 3. This is the second European group, and we're in the losers bracket right now. The loser of this, unfortunately, or loser's match, I guess you could say more accurately. Loser of this will be eliminated from the tournament. Spawning here to the top left, he's going to be the red Protoss DnS. He's looking to make Europe great again.
Bottom right, the blue Terran, he is COS.
Yeah, so people asking about Ting after that long set of... Again, like, for me, I love Jesse plays StarCraft, guys. It means a lot. And I can say this with sincerity because I have him on my friends list. Like, he's actually on. Like he plays almost every night, which I think is hilarious and cool. Because I don't even play every night anymore. I'm oftentimes playing WoW or Overwatch or other games too. So I know that passion is not real. But it's cool that he does, and he's invested in StarCraft. And you might not know this because you guys don't get to do a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff. But people who work at Twitch, people who work in a lot of companies, people who are big YouTubers that don't play the game anymore, everybody's got StarCraft in their veins to some degree. And it's just good to know that the guy sponsoring this event is pretty active with it. So again, I know... Pardon me?
Should all get that checked out. StarCraft in our veins actually sound that healthy.
Or maybe it's super healthy.
I don't know, man. If I had Zerg in my veins, I feel like that wouldn't work out so well. A Protoss blood is probably great to have in your veins. Do they have blood?
I was gonna say, yes. When Zealots die, they erupt into fire, so maybe not.
Well, Stalkers have goo, don't they?
Yeah, but that's like the gel that's keeping them like alive inside that weird suit. Anyways, all this aside, folks, we do need to talk about the fact that DnS is actually pretty cheesy, or can be pretty cheesy, excuse me, but has also had some recent victories versus Terrans that we didn't think he would. For example, Bjorn and a couple other Koreans. So maybe he can irk out some wins here versus COS. Either way, the fact that this starts with a proxy already has to put COS. I mean, there's no way for him to know, but he's going to be a little bit worried. If this is a Widowmine opener and he sneaks that off to the mineral lines, maybe this will be no worry.
What an odd way to open. He went Reactor first, but then still built a Reaper anyway. Oh. I only bring this up because I wondered if DnS is going to go for the pylon rush, and then I noticed there wasn't anything on the field to stop it. But he isn't going for it. The pylon goes back home. Single Stargate, single Oracle is not that big of a deal for Terrans who place their Widowmines in their mineral lines. Whoa, it's rhyme.
Yes, it did.
But if they don't, if they just keep them somewhere, you know, willy-nilly, or even burrow them in general, then that surprise Oracle can get like 10 SCV kills.
Well, the Widowmine is going to pop out in a second. We'll see where he places it. Right now, this isn't looking so hot in terms of... Like, right now, he's very distracted by the Adept. It's also gotten a couple hits on the Marine, so the Oracle can come in and get some quick kills, too. The Adept might be able to finish some of these off later, but... Yeah, the Widowmine's chasing that front line, so this is perhaps not a good thing. Other side of the map looks like...
Head came off, man.
The corpses literally go flying. Yeah, Reaper tried to do what it can, but the Widowmine has been... Like, he knows it's now on the left side. So the Oracle floats into the main, and boom, bam, zip.
Zoop, flop, loop.
Yeah, insert, like, 60s Batman sound effects, guys. That's kind of what's happening here. 7 SCVs go down to this, and he gets out of there with full health.
Pow! 7 SCVs is good to start. But it's the fact that it's still alive, and if COS wanted to add on missile turrets, well, that'd be an investment in itself, and you don't really want to. You'd hope that a Widowmine would pick one of these guys off. Or gals. But that also means that if you keep Widowmine at home, then clearly it's not going for a Widowmine drop. You're never going to follow up Scout with your medevac, or you just simply have to go with only Marines, which isn't as scary. Hopefully DNS doesn't take that to mean the Widow Mines are gone.
Well, with 2 oracles, okay, well you don't want to risk losing one, but I was gonna say Revelations are possibly in start 2 if he knows that there's one there. I think he saw that burrow too, so he's playing super cautious, super off to the side.
Very nice. This is really good damage. If DNS just completely hardcore blocks this drop out too, like I don't even. Causes so much danger. He even got a Viking, like he's still waiting on his extra 2 barracks and a tech lab to even start stim.
This drop's okay. I mean, there's really not a lot to conflict it. A couple of adepts.
And a Phoenix. And a couple of adepts now.
Yeah, Phoenix can be a problem too. I do like the follow-up to get at least 1 or 2 of these just to deal with medevacs and again the potential of liberators later. SC2 Fool, thank you for the 2-month reset back to back. Says hooray! Also, I think while we had some technical problems, we missed some folks. So, Kano Smash. No, you got him earlier. Never mind. We're good. We're all good.
Yeah, I got him. I remember that.
Oh yeah, when are you sending Pertus out this month? Probably what, next week or the week after?
The end of the month.
All right. So if you guys have hit 12 months, make sure to get us those requests in so we can give you the forums. Get them sent out. Oh! The revelation came down in like its death thralls, but get us get us your requests so we can send you the forms and all that, so you can fill out and get a Partouf hopefully in the next before next month or before the end of next month.
Amazing, yeah. 19 workers down. Koss is going for original barracks first.
Yeah, and he's dropping a supply D, but that's when you know it's like stretching for Koss. Like he doesn't actually have the spare minerals or the SCVs even to build another depot, so he has to drop supply.
That I kind of hope that isn't on purpose. To not use your factory is a very dangerous thing, especially if they've only shown adepts up until now.
Yeah, I would actually definitely agree that Widow Mines are a huge part of the Terran army. When you're fighting Protoss, just generally speaking, but especially against these. Potential compositions of like a Phoenix coming in and things where Marines just don't cut it.
If you think they're going for like that slow buildup of Colossus, then okay, I guess. Although I think Widow Mines have almost always been notable in all the games we've cast. Either they killed a bunch of stalkers or they killed the adepts in the front lines. Maybe they even got a shot off on the sentries. So I don't like giving them up, but Koss knows this wasn't Colossus-based play. And he might, guess that it's Resident Enclaves because he saw Phoenixes reproduced. And if you go Phoenixes, then you typically aren't going to go Blink. The point is, like, if DNS overwhelms him with adepts, like 50 adepts, and there's no splash, well, then that's on Koss. But DNS is dying in Immortals. And still hasn't really, powered up yet on his gateways. Only just finished.
He's looking for the Stargate. I was like, what is this drop intending to do? Like, it really is in the middle of nowhere, but... unfortunately, if he does pick up and go now, there are about 5 Phoenix waiting for him, and it's not gonna work out so good.
It's so good.
Although he's apparently trying to go to Abyssal City. Another map entirely. Sorry, Koss. Roadblock.
The one good news is that if you don't start building from your factory, you have obviously other minerals and gas to put elsewhere. But Koss just got supply blocked again. He is going to try and add on a 3rd CC. That's 1 Oracle, 1 Phoenix, something picking up that SCV. It's not protected. And, well, at least the upgrades are the same, I guess. But DNS is rounding out his gateway army with Blink. These Phoenixes are in position. Koss could just go for it. Oh, DNS pulls his Phoenixes. Oh, no, never mind. Just kidding. They're here.
This stretch, though, is like those medevacs getting picked off slowly over time, but more importantly, the Phoenix not really going down, but he does stop to fight, and that's going to be a bit of a mistake. Loses some health on this Phoenix, drives off the left army, that's no problem, but a couple more warp-ins should eventually deal with this, but they're coming in a bit late. DNS is going to suffer some probe losses, 15 in total.
Oh, damn. A couple Marines, a lot of damage real quick, but DNS, I would say he has a straight-up better army with Resident Enclaves, and as many tips as he has. The one thing is that does he know the factory was lifted? Does he, take a lot of time moving in here? Because he's like, what am I?
He might not actually be aware that that was the case, and this is what's so deadly. I want to point out, I don't think DNS, scouted this and saw it and reacted, but the fact of the matter is, he's got so many adepts, without any Widow Mines to whittle through them, they're going to be the perfect amount of cannon fodder for these Immortals to just chunk away at those Marauders.
The adepts, this is the second time DNS is going to stop short of the shade. I don't know why that is, because... the real slaughter when of mass adepts is when they get like on the army, you know, like there's no kiting and saving the brittle marines
you just
behind the
transfer like
marauders.
surround.
Like that's when like everything is just real bad for the Terran. So Chaos even saves a couple of units, and this has turned into a real base trade. Like they're killing bases for bases.
Yeah, but I feel like at the end of the day, again, like DNS should come out better for it. Did he even get his Phoenix alive? He does, so he can still chase down medevacs. They're on the front lines.
Oh, you know, he didn't go try and leave. He just brought him. Yeah, okay, never mind. I thought he was gonna leave and maybe play the base race game.
You know, if this, GG. Let's see, if those Immortals weren't busy shooting the barracks, maybe those Marauders would have died a little bit quicker. But either way, DNS will squeeze out a victory for game 1.
Yeah, it's not a guarantee that even if he got Widow Mines, he would have won that game.
I agree, but it's safe to say that it would have been better than just the way that went.
Yeah, I think it's a lot nicer. And well, it was his choice. He's not the only Terran we've ever seen lift his factory in Legacy of the Void. Is a factory really weird? Or something.
Again, like I just feel like the playstyle of DNS in that first game should indicate that he probably won't ever want to do that again. Yeah. What's the next map though? As I join off you here.
Cactus Valley.
All right. And for almost 2 hours of broadcasting, we have played a grand total of 2 minutes of commercials, guys. So thank you for watching, I guess, today. Do appreciate it. I know there's some technical problems at the start of this, some hiccups with the stream needing to be restarted and all that, but I do really, truly appreciate those of you guys who stuck around. Well, we have the TING EU group playing out today, and we still have several more games to go through. I do want to remind you guys that later tonight / early tomorrow, we're going to be doing the Korean group as well, which I'm actually really interested in, mostly because I am currently a big Biol fan, and having Biol in that group is going to be awesome.
Big Biol, buddy. I can't think of the words.
Well, whenever Cactus Valley's good to go, I'm good to go. But yeah, we of course saw in the first group a bit of an upset. You know, the European group that played out already. We saw it was who was it, Optimus and a Laser that got out of the group, I think, right? You know, I have to actually go back and look at that because I don't remember.
It was Optimus someone.
I just remember Optimus having like the crazy performance that we didn't expect to have happen type thing.
Yeah, I definitely remember that.
Optimus and Snoot, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say Laser doesn't sound right. We thought he would because he has such a good record in Snoot, but.
Well, anyways, this group might still show us some upsets. We might see DNS and say Denver make it out. Well, we expected to be Nurcho and Koss type thing, but Koss is on his last life, and if he's gonna make that happen, if he's gonna make that dream a reality, he's got to do it in this game. Yep.
I think this was his map choice is the good news, but of a limited number of maps. It's a best of 3 guns.
Yeah, how far does that really go? Okay, let's hop into it. Spawning here in the top right, he's up 1 game currently. He's gonna be the French Protoss, DNS.
In the bottom right is the blue Terran. It's Cascades Koss.
I'm actually starting to nerd out a little bit about the group potential here more than I should, because I realize now we've got Nurcio versus Denver in the finals, or the winners match, excuse me. And Denver apparently has good enough ZVZ to take on one of the best orcs in Europe, a Laser. So there's 2 hypothetical situations where A, Nurcio wins as expected, and that sends Denver to the finals, and we get to watch Denver versus DNS as the rematch, which could be really cool. Alternatively, Nurcio ends up losing, and it ends up being a bit of a surprise match for the finals, and having Denver get out first in the group would just be an absolute upset, in my opinion. Either way, this has already carved out 2 kind of interesting storylines.
Yeah, Denver not only beat a Laser, also beat Bly. Like, his bracket was truly made by a ZVZ.
Yeah, and again, he might not be the pro-renowned, crazy, top-tier WCS player, someone like a Laser, but if he can beat someone like that, more power to him.
Yeah. Actually, I guess I'll just answer this on stream. But someone asked, like, what is even the benefit of lifting the factory? Lifting the factory is actually a really old thing that Terrans used to do, because actually building from the factory in this matchup, which is not useful at all. A time before Widow Mines, or Widow Mines just weren't seen as useful against Protoss.
A time when Widow Mines weren't useful? Are you kidding me?
I know. Sometimes you even see the factory lifted in TVZ and Wings of Liberty because like Marine Cams go like mass bio, for instance. Point is, if you're not using it, you might as well just lift it for scouting. You know, the world's biggest, best Overlord scout, and then put that production elsewhere. In Koss's case, it was more Marauders. He had 3 Marauders at a time instead of just like 2 and however many Marines. I don't want to do the math right now off of 5 barracks. Lazy. But I just don't think that's really. Yeah, that's the whole point, though, is that it doesn't seem really worth it compared to what Widow Mines cost. Like, how easily they're produced, how much they cost, and how much potential they have against mass gateways is just... I don't know about giving that up. There's the reason. So and I said that he's not the only Terran who's done it, but, I mean, I'm talking, like, only 1 or 2 other Terrans I've seen. I think one was, like, Ryung, for some reason that sticks out in my mind. I don't know why. And Legacy of the Void, and then someone else did it, and I don't remember.
Probably because Ryung was recently amazing.
Maybe. But he played mechs, so that's like the opposite of lifting your factory.
So DNS comes with a bit more of a classic move. We do have the Mothership Core and the Adept on the way. He even manages to get the probe on the high ground. This is actually really massive. It's so important for Koss to deal with this. He pulls SCVs, and it looks a bit silly, but this pylon is more dangerous than the low ground pylon because this reaches a lot more. But even in this pylon alone for the overcharge, I would say don't even... I'd cancel that maybe even. No, he's still going to overcharge. It's a bit bold, but he'll get it.
Well, he definitely ensures that SCVs will die, Marines will die. Hellion dies.
Oh, wow. Just one
just
shot.
Not enough production. First of all, Koss went for a really odd build. He went for what looks like a 2-1-1, but there was a 1-1, then an additional barracks without a starport, and an emphasis on the factory. Like, it just... The production facilities look fine, but they're missing the reactors and tech labs on the ones you'd think it'd be on. So the Hellions are supposed to be a distraction tactic, a scouting unit, and they kind of suck versus this, don't they?
Oh, that Adept, if it's shaded underneath the transfer, that would have been a bigger denial, in my opinion, than killing SCVs. But okay, a little bit annoying, as this will not quite be able to kill all the workers. Seven die through this, so Depot goes down, but the reactor didn't get picked off. And I feel like usually that's the biggest threat of those pylon attacks. And that for me is why I don't like the way this went for DNS. Like, generally speaking, he's up a lot of workers, and this is all right, the position he's in. But this pylon killing the reactor is sometimes just so devastating to Terran. Koss probably is just like, I'm not used to having this right now. What? Get supply block from it because he's like, I'm not used to needing like 2 units at a time.
It's true. Usually that is what's targeted, and then the supply depots are almost like a given in other times. But in this case, I think maybe... Well, DNS probably was like focusing on maybe I could win with this, so that explains one part of it. But the other part might just be like, he was doing it for a factory, man. Like, what do I care about his factory reactor production unless it was like a Cyclone build, which it wasn't.
Yeah.
So his production was just low in general, or not very useful because he used it to build those weird Hellions.
So by the way, we have Secretaries to Kill in chat asking why we don't do map intros nowadays. And I've explained this many times over the cast, but just the TLDR is that it's not worth the time investment. And I am trying to do them right now. But again, when we're casting every day, I don't actually end up having a lot of free time on my hands to make said intros. And I certainly don't think they're worth paying people upwards of $500 to do, because that's what I would value them at, honestly. But that being said for a moment, did you know that this is Season 1?
Map pool?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I knew that. Why?
Okay, then maybe I'm the one who's in the misconception. I confused the pre-season with Season 1, and I thought we were currently in Season 2. So you guys will notice that the map test tournament thing we're hosting is Season 3 potential maps, and that's completely wrong. It was pointed out to me yesterday.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because the dream pool is not counting as... But yeah, the DT follow-up, I want to talk about this too, since we're talking about the reactor and production. Basically, not only did DNS get a good economic lead from that opener, there was such a momentum lead and distraction lead. Like, Koss was so worried about recovering, he didn't even think about having any scouting.
No, and he just milled too, so there's no scans. That's painful. That's the series too, so this is the story of 2 zeros. And DNS will move on to the finals of the group, so he's not knocked out of this yet. He's got a legitimate chance to make it to the round of 16. But we will say farewell to Koss, as he is now out of the tournament. I thank him for playing, but let's get the other series going. I'm imagining Nurchio's already done vetoes. He's really efficient and effective and all that good stuff. But we do have to go to a small commercial break before we get into it. So Denver versus Nurchio in a ZVZ is coming up next. And we'll see you guys here in a couple minutes.